welcome to the cozymeadowknits podcast. This is episode 32. My name is Sophie and I'm coming to you from the province of New Brunswick, which is located on the east coast of Canada, where I live with my husband and our two children. And this is a corner of the internet where I share all my knitting adventures. I am an obsessed knitter and I want to knit all the things. So here I will talk about what I have finished, what I am working on, and all the dream knitting, which is basically everything. I also have acquisitions. I will leave that at the end, and I will leave the life stuff at the end as well. I do have a really good brownie recipe, fantastic brownie recipe. I will share later on as well. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you've stopped by. And if you're a returning viewer, hi. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to be back. It's been almost 2 months since I've last recorded. Today is June 30th, and I can't believe June is over. What? How did that happen? I do not know. We've been just crazy busy. We have construction going on in the backyard. I will talk about that in the live stuff. And I've been meaning to record for the past month, and it just I've never had the opportunity to, because there's always people in the house. So I am alone now for, I have no idea, maybe only 30 minutes. I don't know. Everyone is out of the house. So I jumped on and put some makeup on, and let's talk about the knitting stuff, shall we? I hope you are cozy. I hope you have a nice beverage and a perfect project to work on. Let's get into it. I am drinking coffee today because I really need it. It's my first coffee. And if you see this beautiful glow, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can see it through my camera. This is not a product, it's just I'm really hot and shiny. So I'll call it my natural glow. Everything that I'm going to talk about, all the patterns, where you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as cozymeadowknits. All the patterns, the projects, the dyers, everything I will have linked down below of this video. Okay, I think that's everything I need to say for that. Let's get into it. I will talk about my first finished object, which is what I am wearing today. I love it. This is the Seashore Stroll t-shirt. It is by Jennifer Shiels Toland. I think that I'm saying that right. Yes. Seashore Stroll t-shirt by Jennifer Shiels Toland. What a lovely, lovely knit. I had the yoke done up. I showed it in the last episode, and since I have finished it, I absolutely adore it. It's my favorite tee. I love it so much. Let me stand up and kind of show you how it is, but just one moment. I'm going to move the chair with no noise. See, no noise. Oh, and I'm sitting on a pillow because I'm short. I didn't know you were going to see that, but I'm short. Too bad. Okay. This is the Seashore Stroll. This t-shirt, this yoke is so absolutely gorgeous. The texture is so fun to do. And it's very easy. It's all done with pearls, yarn overs, very simple stitches, and makes the most delicious texture. Seriously, I love it. And the texture goes all over, if you see in the back. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah. And then I just knit straight down, and I can, yeah, this is how I finished it off, with twisted rib. And that's my t-shirt. I'm gonna bring my chair up again. That's good. Let me sit on my little cushion. Every time I say I'm short, I always hear that song, I wish I was a little bit taller, I wish I was a baller. Anyways, if you're in the 90s, you would know that song. That song plays in my head a lot in my life, especially just those lyrics. Okay, back to the t-shirt. Love it, love it, love it. I enjoyed the knit so much. The pattern is very well written, easy to follow. It had instructions to make sure that when you do the yoke, you can even block the yoke before continuing on in the body to make sure that it fits correctly. The yarn that I used. The yarn that I used is by, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I forget. Wool and Wanderlust. Yes, she's a local dyer. I think she's out of Nova Scotia, and I picked this yarn up. I picked up 3 skeins of this color. It is called Namaste. I will have her link down below. Delicious. I fell in love with the color. It has some blue, sky blue jean, and with a little bit of teal green, and it was fantastic. It's so soft. It is a fingering weight pattern, but it does knit up. I find it knit up very fast. The yoke, I did not alternate. I used only 1 skein for the yoke, and I did alternate skeins on the body. How I did that is through helical knitting, and it's quite easy to do, and it worked out very well. Yeah, I think that's it. Anything that I modified in the pattern, which is, I don't think I modified really anything. Okay, I lie. I think I did a few more rows when I picked up for the sleeves. I think she has you going into the ribbing right away, if I'm not mistaken. I'm feeling my hair. I'm losing my hair still. I can't believe I still have hair on my head. But anyway, yeah, so I think she has you pick up for the sleeves and then go into the ribbing, and I did about maybe 5 rounds to elongate a little bit so that when I have my arm up, you don't see my armpit. That's what I usually do on all of my t-shirts. But yeah, I think that's the only modification, and I knit until I wanted my t-shirt to be long. I think that's everything that I've done for this t-shirt. I have worn this so much already. The only thing that I could say, and it's just advice, I guess, the color, if you love the texture, the star of the show on this t-shirt is the texture. And if you want to see it, I think it is best visible and it will pop out more if you have a solid or tonal color. You can do it in any color you want and it will still be gorgeous, but if you want to see the texture, the more unified I think the color is, the more it will actually pop out. And that's my husband. He just come back. Yeah, so that's my t-shirt. I absolutely 100% recommend the knit. It is absolutely, it's a must knit. Everyone needs this t-shirt. I don't know. Anyway, I really love it. So highly recommend. And super pleased with it. That is my first finished object. I think I've said everything that I wanted to for that one. My second finished object is, I have everything. If you see me looking down here, I have all of my madness right at my fingertips here, sprawled on chairs, you know, very professional. Yeah, okay, so my second finished object, I can finally show these because it was a test knit. It was a test knit for Marie-Elyse Dugal, and oops, it is for some fingerless mitts. Oh, I forget what the name of the pattern is. Let me check first. The Beloved Moor Knits by Marie-Elyse Dugal. Yes. So I have test knitted before for Marie-Elyse, and she has quite a few sock patterns, and she has some, I've tested a shawl from her. She has a few shawl patterns. Anyways, her patterns are so well written, and she put out a test call for some fingerless mitts, and I jumped on it right away. This, I think it was in the spring when she put the test knit call, and it was just, I knew it was going to be a quick knit. Here, there's my hair again. But yeah, I love it so much. It was so enjoyable to knit. The pattern is now released on Ravelry. This was a pattern that she did in partnership with Tippy Tree Yarns, I think, and it was some sort of mystery knit along, and you could buy some yarn and do the mystery knit along. But I just tested the pattern. This is my yarn that I have in my stash. So, and the yarn that I used is actually yarn that I got from my advent calendar from last year, 2023, from Jenny Keane. She is a yarn dyer, and I think she's in Quebec. And I absolutely loved my yarn advent. So I was so happy to be able to use this for this mitt. I absolutely love the texture of it. If you can see, I'm going to try to, my yarn is variegated. So again, it's not variegated, it's speckled and a little bit of variegation. But yeah, so the more solid your color is, the more the actual pattern will pop out. So sometimes it gets a little bit muddled, but I actually really, really love the effect of it, because you see like different colors just being picked up, and I don't know, I really love this texture in this type of yarn, in a speckled yarn. So this is super, super easy to do. I didn't use any cable needle. Yeah, it's fingering weight. I don't have all of the details in my head, and I didn't write very good notes. I think I just marked down. I didn't mark down any of how much yarn it used. So how much yarn it used, I don't really know off the top of my head, but I think I put it in my Ravelry page. If not, I'm going to check after. I am going to weigh the rest and put the details. Seriously, it doesn't take a lot of yarn at all. I think maybe I used 30 grams, maybe a little bit more, but not by much. My Advent minis were 50 gram skeins, so I have so much left over from those. Anyway, I absolutely love them. Super simple, very quick to knit up. Excuse me. Yeah, very quick to knit up. I think I knit one in like 2 days. So it was really easy to do. Yeah, so highly recommend that pattern. Yeah, and I'm so happy to have these. These are going to be great for fall. I think that's all that I'm going to say about that one. And I'm going to take another sip of coffee. I have more finished objects. It's been a while. I've been busy. What else? Okay. Oh, I finally finished. Oh, I love these so much. You don't even know. I'm not going to gush on them too much because I've already talked about it in my previous episodes, but I have finished my Hermione's Everyday Sock. Okay, let me back up. The pattern for these socks is called Hermione's Everyday Sock. It is by, I keep forgetting no, I didn't write it. I'm so sorry. I'll have the designer name here and the project or the pattern, link down below. But yeah, so I have 2 of these, which I don't think I have. The second one is on the table, but they're finished. I only have one on the blocker because I have another sock already on the blocker that I am going to show. I adored these. This was the first time that I've ever done this pattern. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is done with knits and pearls. You knit 1 row and then you're gonna purl every second stitch, and then you knit another row and then you purl every second stitch in, and my nails are chipped. Hot mess here, hot mess. Yes, so that's the pattern. I'm not giving anything away because it is a free pattern. I did some contrast in the cuff. I did a 1x1 rib. No idea how many stitches I have here, but everything is in my project page on Ravelry. The pattern has details on how to do a eye of partridge heel flap. Super easy, super fun, actually. I really enjoyed that, and it has a garter stitch side here that is easy to pick up for the gusset. How long? I'm not sure how long I made this. I have maybe 50 rounds, maybe 60 rounds. Kind of, yeah. I think that's a close, good estimation. And then I knit the foot. The colors. This is why this sock is so special to me. Not only did I love making this pattern because it just makes the most squishy. Oh, I love it. I love the texture. I love how it muddled the yarn. So let me just take it off the sock blocker. So if you just knit straight, the yarn is absolutely beautiful and delicious as so. And when you do the texture, it kind of muddles it, and it's just so good. This color is, I love this color. This is from Yarn Indulgences. This is on her Splendid Sock base. I absolutely adored working with this yarn and this color, and I keep talking about the color, and I gushed about the color on my last episode, but I'm doing this because I want to tell you, I know you guys out there, or at least some of you, fall in love with a skein of yarn, with the color, and you just like that color just makes your heart sing. How is that possible? I have no idea. But this color did exactly that. So I want to say I totally get it. I get you. I get the feeling, because I have that feeling too. So these are so special. I'm so happy to have them done. Yeah, and the sequence in the striping on the cuff, I have all of those details on how many rounds I did. That's all in my project page. It worked out perfectly. I love these socks. Can't wait to cozy up this fall and have these on my feet in my house, because these are so special. I don't even know if I'll wear them out, just because I love them. Okay. So that's my Hermione's Everyday Sock. If you haven't knit some, free pattern, highly recommend. Okay, that's enough about that. I have one half-finished object, and then I'll go into my works in progress. How am I doing on time? 20 minutes. Okay, I have so much to talk about, and I always apologize on my episodes because I always find that they're super long. Was kind of debating if I should cut this episode in 2 and have 2 mini episodes, because I have so much to show and so much to talk about. Okay, I have another sock. This is a half-finished object, and this is the Big Smoke sock. I made this as a shorty. Actually, the pattern is for a longer sock, but I just made it as a shorty. This is a pattern by Nancy Wheeler. She is amazing. She has a podcast as well, Knit Sip Happy. I will have her link down below if you haven't heard of her. She is so awesome, and she is a really, really great sock designer. This sock she had designed for Knit City, Toronto, which I was not able to go, and I was so jealous for everyone that did go, but Nancy was there, and this was her pattern that she came up with for yarn indulgences. Again, I know I talk about her a lot, but her yarn is so good too. And this is yarn indulgences as well. This was a gift for me that Nancy, I think it was a one-of-a-kind skein that Deborah from Yarn Indulgences dyed up. Anyway, so that's the yarn. I will take it off the sock blocker so you can see a little bit more of the texture. So this is called Big Smoke because I guess the city of Toronto is nicknamed the Big Smoke, and it has really, really great texture if you can see it, and it's so awesome in this marled sock base because it kind of just moves the yarn if you see it. Super simple as well. Nancy's patterns are super well written and just easy to follow, and has like some breaks and some knit round, and then you do just a tiny bit of texture, and then boom, you have a gorgeous sock. So super fun to knit up. I made it as a shorty. I need to cast on the second one. Again, these are minis that I got from various yarn advents and gifts. So this is my sock, my Big Smoke sock, and I will make the second one soon. I have a project page for this one as well, and I think that is it for this one. Super fun, super fun. And if you have some marled sock yarn, so this is what it looks like if you're kind of wondering. This is how it looks. Marled just means when they dye up the sock, when they dye up the yarn is white or bare with this black kind of stripe in it already. So the black doesn't take any color, but the rest of the yarn does, and it just makes it so playful, really cool effect. And when you do some texture, this is kind of like the result, at least with this pattern. Okay, Big Smoke sock, highly recommend, as usual. Okay, so those are all my finished objects. I have a few works in progress. Let's dig in. My first work in progress is a Tolsta tee. I finally cast one of these on. Super popular pattern. There is a very good reason for that. It's a basic pattern, but it has tons of inspiration in it, and a little bit of modifications on how you can just make your t-shirt your own. Now, so Tolsta Tee by Rebecca Clow. She is the Creabea. She has a podcast as well. Very popular t-shirt pattern on Ravelry. A lot of people have done it, and there are so many different modifications. Everyone's t-shirt is awesome. You can do it in a solid color, and I've decided to stripe mine. And the striping sequence, how I did it is all linked in my project page. How many rows I did for whatever stripe. Basically, I did 4 rounds of blue, 3 rounds of gray, 2 rounds of the pinkish and repeat. That's it. That's pretty much it. And I am almost to the hem. I've kind of stalled on this because I need to try it on and I am lazy, but I will, because this is a super quick knit. This is a DK weight pattern. This is DK weight yarn and I followed the DK weight pattern. If you purchase the Tolsta tee, you have instructions for the DK, and as well you have instructions for fingering weight as well. So I will be probably making a fingering weight one as well in the future, when I have no idea, but I will definitely try that one out. But the DK, it goes super fast. So you start from the top and you do some ribbing. Again, my instructions that I followed, I think I've put all in my Ravelry project page. And then you go into some raglan increases, and there are short rows in the back. Trying to think if that's everything. Yeah. So if you've never striped anything, I absolutely love stripes. They're beautiful and they're so fun to knit up, because you keep knitting and you're always, okay, one more row and I'm going to change the color. Let's look at how it looks with a new color. Or anyway, it's always, I want to knit one more row, I find. So it goes super fast. The only downfall of stripes is you have tons of ends to weave in. Okay, wait, I'm gonna lose my stitches. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, tons of ends to weave in. Does that bother me? No, because I find it's absolutely worth it because of the finished result. I love stripes. They're so classic. Stripes are classic. And one thing that I do, I will knit for a bit and then stop and then go weave in some ends. So I've already weaved in all the raglan increases, and I have done it to here, and then I got lazy and then I have all of these ends to weave in. But it's fine. I just sit there and for like a half hour with a needle, and it'll get done. It will, because this is horrible. I know it's a lot, but seriously, they are so worth it. It's worth it. Okay, so that is my Tolsta tee. I didn't talk about the yarn. The yarn that I used is some stash yarn from last year, when my local yarn shop was closing. The yarn was all on sale, and I went crazy and bought yarn for like the next, I don't know, for a lot of years. It's like I was never going to see yarn again, and I just kept buying, but I'm so happy that I'm getting to use it too. Yeah, so I had never used this yarn before. I've used Sadness Garn, but this is Sadness Garn Duo. It is a DK weight yarn, and when I picked up, the reason why I striped this Tolsta is because I didn't have enough yarn to do it just in one color. I bought everything that was left over at the shop, and I'm looking for a ball band. Wait a sec. It fell on the floor. Okay, yeah, so I bought 3 colors. These are the 2 colors that I still have in balls, and the other one is a pink one, and I didn't bring it, but yeah, it's kind of like a red, pink, faded, I don't know. It was just really cute together. So I grabbed all of the skeins that was there and knew I was going to do some sort of t-shirt, because this is, the composition of the yarn is cotton and merino. Can I read this? No. I need my glasses. I need my old lady glasses, which I'm totally fine with. I am accepting my aging. This is 55% merino and 45% cotton. Yes. So, all of these. How many balls I've used, I have no idea. I don't know. I know I had 4 of these, 3 of these, and 2 of the pink. And I will have yarn left over for sure. But yeah, highly recommend the Tolsta tee. And actually, I think that I am going to not make this a t-shirt. I'm going to maybe do it as a 3/4 length sleeve. So when I pick up the sleeves, I will do some decreasing as I'm going on, and then I think it would look like a really nice 3/4 length sleeve. Slap this on with some jeans and, you know, like early spring and fall, or on those like, you know, cooler evenings in the summer if we have any. Anyway, so that's my first whip. Second whip is, let's go with this one. I have been knitting also on my Petit Jardin t-shirt. I don't know who the designer is. I'll put it down here, and I'll have a picture of the t-shirt on how it's supposed to look like. And I have this housed in a bag. This is a bag by Ellie. Beautiful, beautiful bag. Ellie doesn't have a shop yet that I know of, but I think her bags are at 3 Bags Full, which is a yarn shop in Moncton. And I know she had some before, so I think if there are still some, she makes gorgeous bags. And they're lined and they have a pocket and a nice handle. Anyways, I just wanted to show it off because I really like it and it's summery. Yeah, so this is, it's all tangled up. Yes, this is my Petit Jardin tee. This t-shirt, there's a saga to it. Well, it's not that much, but I love it now. Did I love it before? I wasn't sure. So basically it is I'll talk a little bit on the construction. The construction is you start with the neck, it's top down knitting, you cast on some stitches, you do a little bit of ribbing. There are short rows in the back that elongate a little bit, and the texture goes all around, and it goes into some beautiful, beautiful texture. These are wrapped stitches and a bunch of knit and pearls. There are some little cables, if I can remember correctly, but I did not use cable needles for it. Very simple, super fun to do. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. The pattern is written a little bit different. How would I say it? It's a little bit different format than what I'm used to, but it doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with the pattern. There's information placed a little bit all around. Sometimes I had to go and search for it, and maybe that's just me. I'm just not used to that type of formatting. Yeah. So the saga is, for the size that I wanted to do, I was doing the 6th size, which was giving me already a little bit more ease than what I'm used to, but the size down was not giving me enough ease. So that's why I went up. I wanted to make sure I didn't want it to be tight or anything. So I went with size 6. I knit this beautiful day. I like zoomed on the texture, went really fast, and then I got into some increases. One thing that I changed from the pattern, I think the pattern is asking for a type of increase. I don't know if it's a lifted increase. No, it's not. I don't remember what type of increase that it is calling for, but I know I did those that were in the pattern and I was getting holes. Now, that's a me problem, probably. I just didn't like how it was looking with the increases that I was doing. I talked about it to my friend Mana, and she said, try the lifted increase. So I ripped back to the increases where I started, and from there used the lifted increase, and I found that worked much better, and I don't have noticeable holes. You can see some of the increases where they happen, but it's not as noticeable as it was before. Okay, so that was a little bit of letdown that I had to rip back a little bit. Not too bad. So went through the increases, was going. I started alternating skeins. I will talk about the yarn after. After the yoke, and I separated for the sleeves, I started doing helical knitting again. And it was just before I had to split for sleeves, I started counting my stitches, because you have to count stitches and stuff on whichever sleeve that you want to split on, and I was totally off. And I was like, what is going on? I had way more stitches than I was supposed to with the size that I was doing. And what I noticed was I was very, very close to the next size up. I make mistakes all the time. I'm not a perfect knitter. So that's why I'm talking about this, because I made a mistake. I increased I did one more increase that I should have. One more increase round that I should have. So that's why I was totally off. So I set it aside. I had no idea what to do. I already was afraid that it was going to be too big. And now I was really scared that it was. I tried it on a couple of times, but it's really hard because I hadn't split for sleeves yet. All I had was it looked like a bib. So it was hard to tell. So in the end, I left it there for maybe like 3-4 weeks. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just set it aside and worked on my Tolsta. That's when I started the Tolsta. So I picked it back up, and I'm like, I gotta figure out what to do with this. And so I don't even remember, but I think I split for sleeves with the amount from the previous. I don't even know what I did. So I can't really tell you what I did, but I know I split for sleeves. They have the same number of stitches, and I think that I used the stitch count of size 6, which is my true size, and then I might have decreased I cast on less stitches beneath that it was asking me for when I split for sleeves. It was asking me to cast on, I don't know, maybe 14 stitches. I think I only cast on 10, something like that, just to get more close to the other stitch count that I should have. Anyway, it's working out magically. I don't know how, but I've been trying it on. I still have quite to go on the body. I do not want this cropped. I want this long enough. So I actually am really enjoying it now. I have a good feeling. This is all stockinette in the round, so I can knit at the soccer games. My son plays soccer in the summer, so I just sit and knit and yell encouragements to the boys. And it's very fun to knit on now. I am using the yarn, yes. The yarn is by, again, Yarn Indulgences. This is her silk and linen fingering weight yarn. These are, the composition is 65% silk, 35% linen. It is actually, it's really soft. It's not rough on the hands at all. The linen is, I don't know, I really, really love the space. It has a sheen to it. If you can see, I'm shaking because I haven't eaten yet. I'm just starting to get hungry. So It has a lot of yardage, 490 yards for 115 grams. So that's what you get. So I had 2 of these. Now I am down to 1 now. So when I did have both, after splitting for sleeves, I did helical knitting. It worked out really well, I find. I'm loving it. The feel of this is going to be so nice and cool in the summer if I can finish it. I'm like I've been focusing on this for the last week solely, just because I want to be able to wear it in this summer. So highly recommend this yarn. Again, it's very drapey as well. Oh, there goes the ball. So yeah, it moves well. It's not stiff at all. It's not hard on the hands. Highly recommend this base as well. So, and I find with metal needles, now this is just me, I had other needles on here and they were metal, but they had like kind of like a coating on it. I didn't find it slipped well enough. Like when I'm doing stockinette in the round, like I don't try to go fast, but I don't look at my knitting and it wouldn't slip as well. With these are just the ChowGoo mini sets, like the blue, it comes in a blue pouch. Anyway, this is just what I'm using, and they're like very slick, and it's just knits like butter. Anyway, that's my Petit Jardin tee. I'm hoping that by the next time I record, this will be done. What else I have? Oh, one last project that I was knitting on. I won't talk about it very long, but I wanted to show it. I've stopped knitting on this the last few weeks, but when I was kind of down in the dumps with the whole saga from my last t-shirt, I picked up my jelly roll blanket. This is going to take forever project, and I'm totally happy with it. That's fine. This is the Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones. It is a paid for pattern. But maybe I can show a picture of what it's supposed to look like. A lot of people are knitting it, and I absolutely love the effect. So basically, if you haven't seen this, you knit rows. So you start with one row, you start with one color, and then you knit, and then it's garter stitch. And let me just, this is how I stopped. I have 2 stitches on the needle. I have no idea why I did that. Let me knit those 2 stitches. Okay. Oh no, I started knitting 2 stitches. Okay, that's what I see it. Let me just put these on the needle because I'm going to lose them. There. Okay, so I can show it better. Itchy nose. No. This is better. Okay, so yeah, you start with one color and you cast on a number of stitches. I think I did not follow the pattern on how many numbers of stitches that I cast on. But it basically, the pattern is more like a recipe. There's so many ways that you can go and make it your own. A lot of people make like longer strips. I wanted this little cottage look of like little squares, all different colors, but the squares are all the same size, but just all different colors. So that's what I did. I think I maybe have like 22 stitches that I cast on, and I know that I am doing garter stitch, and I'm doing 18 rows for my squares. That information is in my project page. And then you just go and switch colors, and then you go on, and then you finish one row, and then you join in the second color, the second row of colors, and this is how it looks. I am following the pattern on the join here. If you know or watch her, the Crazy Sock Lady, she has made quite a few. I think she's made like maybe one or two of these. She has a DK weight version. She has a fingering weight version as well. And she has different ways of joining and slipping. So I'm following the pattern for this one. And then the next row, I'm going to follow the Crazy Sock Lady's instructions. So I've been slipping the last, however she says it. It's in her project page. Anyway, I will have that all linked down below. So I'm not sure if it's going to look exactly alike, but maybe this will be better. Anyways, if I don't like the look of it, I'll just go back. This is just a scrappy blanket. It has all happy colors. These are all scraps from my previous projects. I can basically look in them and I'm like, oh yeah, this is from this and that's from that one. And I don't have a sequence or anything on the colors. I go and pick colors. I just randomize them, and I try not to put like too many similar colors in one blob or whatever, and because I want it super scrappy. So I really like it. Anyway, so it's always fun to have. I have it at my knitting chair, and I have all my scraps in my beautiful bag from Yellow Petal Handmade. It has tons of happy scraps in there, or half skeins. Mini skeins if you have some. Anyway, I recommend this. I highly recommend. It's a forever project. It is a commitment, but it's so nice to be able to go and pick up when you don't know what to knit on, or you don't have the brain space. Yes, that is, I don't have a lot of it sometimes. Okay, so that is all the knitting that I have. Yeah, that was a lot. I think I really should split this episode, but I think it's too late now. I'm very well into it. So let's get on to some winners. So in my last episode, I had a few sock patterns to gift away. I don't even remember which one. It was the Titty Gaga one from Nancy Wheeler, and also the Serene sock pattern from 3 by the Sea. I did not do the draw yet, so because I haven't gone back and hearted all of the comments. Oh my goodness. To win this gift away, you just had to put a comment down on the video and have the word socks in there, and then that's how I'm going to pick the winner. I'll put it in a generator, whatever, and it's going to pick a winner. And I will do that just before I just before I start editing this video, and I will insert here some footage of me announcing the winners. Congratulations. And I'm going to go back and reply to every single comment. Thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful comments. Seriously, I apologize for being so slow on replying, but I just absolutely want to reply to all of them because you guys are so awesome and so kind, and it just warmed my heart. And yeah, it's just so much fun to read them. So as I read them, I heart them, and then I reply right away when I read them. It's taken a little bit, but here is the footage of the winners. Congratulations. Hi, future Sophie here. I just did the random comment picker, and here are the winners for the sock patterns. Congratulations. I'm going to put my email down on the screen, and also it will be on the show notes. Please send me an email and I will gladly send those patterns over to you. Thank you so much for participating, and congratulations again. Okay, congratulations to the winners. Yay. I am going to do another giftaway on this episode. I have 2 more patterns to gift away, sock patterns of the Titty Gaga sock from Nancy Wheeler. When the pattern came out, it was all the proceeds for the first week was going to breast cancer research. I wanted to contribute, so I bought 4 patterns. Gift away 2 on the last episode, so I have 2 more to gift out. And yeah, so if you're interested in getting that sock pattern, you just have to have the word socks or sock again in your comment down below, and you will be entered for this giftaway. Good luck. Okay, so that's the giftaway winners. What else? I will go into acquisitions now. If you are not interested and you are going to drop off now, thank you so much for watching. Have a great summer. But now it is time for acquisitions. I was doing so good, guys. I was really doing so good. And then yarn happened. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly. I have, while Nancy Wheeler was in, Nancy, your ears are probably burning on how many times I'm saying your name. She went to Knit City with Yarn Indulgences and saw all the people. For me, it was not only to see yarn, of course. Seeing yarn would be great, and I'm a kid in a candy store. I get so excited when I'm surrounded by yarn, but I just wanted to see all the people there. Oh, there were so many people going, and I would have loved connecting with them. But anyway, in the future, definitely in the future, I will get there. But she told me, Sophie, if you see anything, you want on posts on Instagram or whatever, just let me know and I'll pick it up for you. And I just told her, I'm like, Nancy, you know what? I want something from Knit City, Toronto. Just buy me a Sophie skein. Just surprise me. You know my colors. I love the moody, whatever. Just if something speaks to you and says, this is Sophie, then get it. And yeah, and that's what she did. She got this skein of yarn. So good. So good. And it's from a yarn dyer that I have never bought from before. I did not know of this dyer before, and now I do, so that was really cool too. It is by The Frosted Stitch, and she had a booth at Knit City, Toronto. It is on her Snowflake. I don't know if this is like a current color or what, but it's on her Snowflake sock base, 75% merino and 25 nylon, and it's a 4-ply, and it has 163 yards. So it is a light fingering, and those make like really yummy socks. So, look at those colors. Like, this is so me. Anyway, they remind me of my libraries. I call them, they're Hermione Everyday Socks. The yarn color name was Library, and that's the other reason why, well, the colors were the reason why I fell in love with it, but it was called Library, and I just love it. I'm showing it off again. Ha! Obsessed. So this kind of reminds me of that too, and I am all for it. This is going to be like textury something. So maybe I can have like a library sock collection. I'm excited. I don't know. Maybe I'll have that. That would be cool. Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay. She got me that. And then let's all say it together. There was a sale. If you know me, those sales, they get me every time. But I bought some turtle pearl. yarn. This is self-striping yarn. This is a local dyer. She is in New Brunswick. Oh my goodness. So Nancy actually, see, I'm saying her name again. She knit up a pair of socks in this colorway, and that was totally my jam. And I'm like, someday I will get my hands on this color. So this is the stripe sequence. I don't know if you can see that really. That's kind of blurry. Anyway, super, super pretty. Sale came on Instagram, so of course I had to go and get some, and I'm happy that I did. So how you get it, these are 250 gram skeins, so you can use both for a sock each. You can definitely, depending on how long your foot is, I can get a pair of shorties out of one skein and using contrast on heels and toes. I've done that before with her yarn. And actually that's what I did. I did a pair of not shorties, but like the cuff, anyways, they were shorter socks. I did a pair for my sister, and I need to make a pair for me. That was a Christmas colorway. I need to do that. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done mine yet. The composition is 75-25 merino nylon. Yeah, so you get 100 grams, 450 yards in these two. Turtle Pearl, I'll have her link down below. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful self-striping yarn from New Brunswick, Canada. Okay, we're going. What else did I buy? I went to a local to me yarn shop that I had never had the chance to run into, and I did so over on Thursday night, of this week actually, so very recently, and I found the perfect yarn. I bought some yarn. Excuse me. So in the past, in one of my past episodes, I've talked about I want to do a colorwork sweater. It's called the Taarika sweater. I'll have the designer's name here. I'll put up a picture. So yes, I've already talked about it, and I already shared that I bought 2 colors for it already. So this is Legacy Lane. I've talked about this before. I just wanted to show you the colors again. This is Yarn Indulgences. Boop. It is a worsted weight sweater. So I had these 2. This is the colorwork portion. It's very, very similar to what the pattern picture looks like. I just fell in love with those colors, and the colorwork looks so much fun. So I was looking for a solid gray. I did buy some Knit Picks yarn, and I thought I was going to use it for that, but I will definitely use it in future project, but I'm going to use that in a single. I'm not going to use it for this project. I don't think it would work out in the end, which is fine. I will definitely knit it up at one point, but I was looking for a very light gray to go with these colors. It's very dark. It looks very dark. I don't know if that's a bit better. Anyway, so I got some Cascade 220 in the perfect shade of gray that I was looking for. Okay, there. Yes, it's going to be really great. So I was so happy to find that. I bought 4 of these, and it's way softer than I remember 220 being, which I have a sweater in 220 as well, and I wear it all the time. So I love working with this yarn. And she had a lot of colors actually available. Anyway, so I got 4 of these, and that's all. That's all I was coming in for. So, but did I leave with only that? No, of course not. Of course, I went and I looked around, which I shouldn't do. And yeah, so I picked up this beautiful skein of yarn. Okay, yeah. So I found it, I saw it, I couldn't I couldn't be parted with it. It was just so good. You see, I have a theme, right? I love moody colors, love them, and they always speak to me. It has, like, look at this one, like, look at this. This is amazing. Look at that teal. And then it's got the purples, the burgundies, and yeah, just very fall. I love it so much. So this almost looks like another like library sock collection, right? I don't know. I think this is gonna have to happen. The yarn, I have never seen this yarn before. My son just came in, and so he's kind of like scared and closing the doors like really lightly, if you can hear him. So the yarn it's called Gazelle Happy Feet, and it's hand painted. 75, 25 superwash merino, 25 polyamide, and it has 360 yards to 100 grams. Just delicious. I couldn't leave it there. I love it. So is that all my acquisitions? I think so. All my acquisitions. Another thing that came, and this was gifted, and so it is from Leanne, the Knitty Stew. If you don't know Leanne, she is a wonderful person. She has a very awesome podcast out there. I'll have her link down below. I've talked about this on the last episode. When I recorded, it was the day before or something that me and Nancy, we were going to meet Leanne. She was over here in New Brunswick in Moncton for like 2 days, and we were going to meet up. I did share some footage, but I never got to talk about it. It was so much fun. Leanne is just as sweet and just as nice as she is on her videos. It was like we knew each other from before. It was so easy to talk to. It's just like we were like old friends, and we were all like there was a lot of talking going on. And we showed her the coastline. We showed her Bouctouche, the dunes of Bouctouche, the dunes. In French, it's dune. So we went to the Bouctouche dune, and we got to walk. It was pretty cold, but we got to walk. The sunshine came out. We walked on the beach. We brought her to see the big lobster. I think I showed all that footage in the last episode, but I didn't get to talk about it. So it was so much fun. And then we went out to eat, and we talked, and time just went by really fast, and we gave some big hugs, and Leanne was off again to I think she's in Calgary. Yeah, in Calgary. So she had to go back home. Leanne, if you're coming back, you know to let us know, because I would love to meet up again. It was so much fun. So sweet. So we exchanged, being knitters, we both had, me and Nancy, we had some little gifts for Leanne, and this is what Leanne gave me. Leanne gifted me some yarn to make the emotional support chicken, and I am so excited, and it's still skeined up, but I am definitely, I want to keep this for vacation knitting, because I'm going to have to like really pay attention to what I'm doing, and I want to be able to do so during my vacation. So this is a vacation cast on, and that's why I'm saving it. This is actually hand dyed by the Knitty Stew, by Leanne. Anyways, it's going to be so gorgeous. She knit one, and I've been dying to make one too. They're hilarious, and I want to have it at work. I want to bring it at her. I'm bringing it at the office with me, so that when I just want to squeeze something and be comforted, I will have my emotional support chicken. So this was a gift. Thank you so much, Leanne. I cannot wait to see you again. It has to happen again. And I can't wait for vacation to knit this beauty up. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at those colors. Leanne. Seriously. Look at it. So good. Okay. That is everything. Oh, that was a lot. Oh, also, actually, I lied. I always lie about yarn. She also made us each a little leaf coaster. It's so special. It is so special to get something knitted by someone. Seriously, because we're knitters. We know this took time. And she actually spent the time and made this and gifted. So thank you. It is sitting on my little table next to my knitting chair. And I use it and I love it. So, okay. Yeah. I was going to say something and I forget. I totally forgot my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. Do you guys get that? Do you guys like talk and forget what you were talking about while you're talking about it? That is me. I am there. I've been there for a long time. But yeah. Okay. So that's the yarn. I'm trying to like piece together what I was saying. So that is all the yarn. What else? Life. I guess that's what I was going to go into. Life. We are going to be on vacation at the end of July and I cannot wait. I can't wait because I want to do nothing. I want to just sit and knit for like 2.5 weeks. Yeah, so we have a few things planned with the family, but not a lot. My daughter is working and she's going to go to a volleyball camp as well. And she really wanted to do that, so that's fine. We're taking off for 3 days and we're going to try to go to, well, we are going to Halifax and we're going to visit Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia. I've already been, but the kids haven't. So we're just trying to, we're going to stay in Halifax and then drive out each day, depending on the weather, and see what we can see. And so one day we'll go to Peggy's Cove, and then the next day, I can't wait, we are going to Mahone Bay and maybe Lunenburg. Oh, I love it so much there. There's a yarn shop there too. There's yarn shops in Halifax too, I've been told. So I want to go to a couple. I will have all of that footage and stuff probably in the next episode. But yeah, and I want to go to Mahone Bay and Lunenburg because everything is so quaint and pretty, and I hope the weather works out. And so that we'll be doing that. What else? My son plays soccer, so we're doing a lot of that. He has he actually has some tournaments, and we already went to one. It was in Fredericton last weekend, and in a couple of weekends it's in PEI, and I'm actually going to miss it because my daughter has volleyball camp. So I have to stay over, which is fine, but I love Prince Edward Island too, so we'll probably be back in the winter for hockey, because hockey. What else? Oh yes, and we're building a hot tub shack. I call it my hot tub shack, but really it's a hut. It's like a mini house in the backyard. It actually grew, yeah, it's bigger than we thought it was going to be. In the summer, we used to have a camper. We sold it. I was sad, but it's okay. It's life. It was expensive for the time that we were going to be there. We were so busy this summer with the kids' sports. My daughter works now. She has a little job, and it was just too much. So we sold it, and I was sad. I do miss it, but I miss cleaning for 5 minutes, everything being clean, because a camper is small. We don't have the stuff in there, and then I can sit in it. So we decided to build a hot tub hut. We didn't have a hot tub. We bought a used one and we built basically a mini house in the backyard for it. I'll put in some footage, but that's the busy part of what has been going on. Constant construction. My husband built it from the ground up by himself. I helped out a little bit, not as much as maybe he wanted to, but I also had to do things in the house and keep everyone fed and all of the other things. So I helped out when I could. So it's coming along. It's coming along. We bought siding for it and we put up a little pool. It's not a big pool. It's an above ground. Anyway, for the kids, when it gets really hot, they'll be able to go there. So we have our little summer oasis that we will be able to use year round because of that little hut or shack, as I call it. So that has been taking a lot of time. But it's coming and I'm happy with it and I can't wait for vacation. Also, I think that's it for life stuff. I'm probably forgetting something about life stuff, but that's basically it. I drive, I taxi my kids everywhere. That's basically what I do. That's my job. That's my parent job right now. I'm going to reach out and grab a recipe book right here because I have a recipe to share. It is not my recipe. It is a recipe that is out of this book and it's actually available on her website for free. So I will link the recipe in my show notes and you'll be able to get it. It's the exact same recipe. I checked that it's in this book. It was for brownies. I've shared a brownie recipe back like eons ago, and it's a really good, simple recipe. But this one is simple. It does take a little bit more time, but oh my goodness. It is called the Best Ever Brownies, and they were the best ever brownies. 2-3 days after, they were still moist. They tasted like it was in a restaurant. They were delicious. I have to make these again. I will definitely make these again. So yeah, absolutely bonkers. So good. I really loved some of her recipes that she has on her website. So I saw that she had a cookbook and I bought it. So it's called Natasha's Kitchen and she has tons of recipes online. You don't need to buy her book, but I don't know if you want to see a flip through. I don't know if, actually, I think I have footage. That I will add on here that I do a flip through, I think. Yeah, so it's actually a really good cookbook. I made another recipe in it. I think it was beef and broccoli. That was really good, very simple. And she has tons of recipes, like different ideas on like personal pizzas and stuff and salads. She has lasagna, she has pasta, she has seafood. I don't like seafood. But for those of you who do, she has seafood. Just a little bit of everything that is in here. And I am looking forward to make more from this book. But guys, you have to try the brownies. They were amazing. Is that it? I don't know. I'm probably forgetting still a whole bunch. This is probably crazy long. I will try to cut out some of the stuff. But anyway, I'm going to sign off now. I am going to wish you the happiest and brightest summer or winter, wherever you are in the world. That always boggles my mind that it's like super hot here, but like elsewhere it's winter. It's just so weird. It's so cool that it can be different like that. Anyway, I'm babbling. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked If you would like and subscribe, it does help on my channel. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. I just really appreciate that you are here and spend some time. Again, I'm honored. I always say that, but I'm really honored if you're still watching that you spend time with me. I love connecting with you guys through comments. I am really slow at replying at comments, but that's because I want to reply and I want to read through all of them. So anyway, I'm saying this up front. I am slow, but I do go and reply to all of them. So I wish you health, happiness, lots of yarn, lots of projects, lots of relaxation. Take time for yourself, and I can't wait to see you again next time. All right, thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.